Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students of 10C, Assalamu alaikum. I am your teacher Muhammad Ilyas. This is our first interaction through e-learning series. Today's focus will be on your chapter number 16 part 2 from your book and the topic number 11.5 according to CIE syllabus, and the topic is the organic chemistry and basically the polymers. Dear students, we will be able to understand today the polymers as large molecules made from many small units called monomers. And today's our second objective will be the formation of polyethylene as an example of addition polymerization of ethene. And the third objective is to understand the uses of polyethylene as a typical plastic. So, to fulfill our objectives, dear students, we are going to have basic understandings about the polymers. What are polymers? Polymers are basically the macromolecules formed by chemical bonds between many small molecules, and these small molecules called monomers. And this process by which we made polymers is called polymerization. So from this slide we learn three things: polymers, the macromolecules; monomers, the small molecules which combine together and form the polymers; and this process of combining the monomers with each other is called polymerization. After having this understanding, we are moving towards more very interesting and simple illustration of monomers. These are the small units. You can see these units are called monomers, and by the process they are converted into a big molecule polymer, and this process is called polymerization. So from this diagram you can easily understand the monomers, polymer and polymerization. Dear students, now we are going to focus on the types of polymers. There are two types of polymers: homopolymers. As the name homo is indicated, homo means the same. It means the polymers made from the same type of monomers. They are called homopolymers, and the copolymers are formed from two different types of monomers. We will see some examples to understand in a better way what are homopolymers and what are copolymers. This is the illustration for homopolymers. You can see from this illustration that the same types of beads are combined together and form a long chain of homopolymer. You can see all these monomers are of same type. The example from your book, the polyvinyl chloride. It's a polymer made from a repeating unit of vinyl chloride. This is vinyl chloride, and one unit of vinyl chloride combined with many units of vinyl chloride and form a polymer called polyvinyl chloride. Because the monomers are of same type, so this is called homopolymer. Another example to understand the copolymer. In this case you can see that there are two types of monomers. One type is represented by blue color and the second type is represented by red color. So when these red monomers combine with the blue monomers, they form a long chain of polymer, and this polymer is made of two different monomers, so that's why this is called the copolymer. The example from your book, this is styrene unit and isoprene unit. When these two different units combine with each other, they form a long chain of polymer, and such polymers are called copolymers. So after having this understanding about the homopolymers and the copolymers, now we are moving towards the process. As we have discussed earlier, that the polymerization is the process by which monomers combine with each other and form long chains. The polymerization is done by two ways: addition polymerization and condensation polymerization. These two types of polymerization we will understand with the simple examples. The first example is from a book, that is the addition polymerization. You can see again the example of polyvinyl chloride. This is 1 unit of vinyl chloride combined with many units of vinyl chloride and form the long chain polyvinyl chloride. You can see in vinyl chloride there is a double bond between carbon and carbon of vinyl chloride. This double bond gives us the opportunity to add another vinyl chloride with the first one. You can see in the long chain that there are single bonds between carbon and the carbon. So these double bonds help us to add the carbon with the carbon of another monomer. So for addition polymerization, the double or triple bond helps to add up the molecules with each other, and that's why this is called addition polymerization. Here is another example of polypropylene. This is 1 unit of propylene. This propylene also has the double bond. When this double bond dissociates and it combines with the another propylene monomers, they make a long chain. You can see with this diagram. Another example of addition polymerization is polystyrene. Styrene unit is also having a double bond, and with the help of this double bond, the styrene group combine with the other styrene and form a polystyrene, a polymer. Dear students, from these examples, you can easily understand the addition polymerization. Now we are moving towards the condensation polymerization. Condensation polymerization is another way to combine the monomers with each other. Dear students, in condensation polymerization, when the monomers combine to form a polymer and a byproduct is formed, a side product you can say, is formed always, and this side product may be water, ammonia or HCl. These byproducts are condensed out from the chemical reaction and we get the polymer. For this condensation polymerization, monomers must have bifunctional units, means they have the two functional points with the one monomer so that they can combine with each other. In this example, you can see this carboxylic unit and this amine group. This amine group and this carboxylic group, when they come closer to each other, they remove water molecule from it, and a linkage is developed between these two monomers. This linkage helps to join the monomers with each other. In this case, this linkage is amide linkage. So the monomers must be bifunctional and a byproduct is produced when the monomers combine with each other in the condensation process. And we call this polymerization process as a condensation polymerization. Dear students, after having this understanding of polymers, monomers and the polymerization process and their types, now we are focusing on the uses of different types of polymers. The first one is polypropylene. Its monomer is propylene, and this is the repeating unit. And now we are going to focus on the uses. Molded and extruded plastics, fill, fibers for garments and the carpeting. Polystyrene, this is the monomer styrene, and this is repeating unit of styrene, and these are the uses of polystyrene. Styrofoam, foam insulation, breakage proof packaging, inexpensive molded articles. These are the things which we can make from polystyrene. Now the polyvinyl chloride, this is monomer vinyl chloride, this is repeating unit, and the uses, they are used as electrical insulation fill, rubber like articles, synthetic leather, floor covering, raincoats, shower curtains, plastic plumbing pipes. So there are so many uses of polyvinyl chloride. Polyfluoroethylene, this is another polymer, and the monomer is tetrafluoroethene. This is the repeating unit, and these are the uses. Heat and stick resistance coating that is resistant to high temperatures and inert to almost all solvents and other chemicals. So these are the few polymers and their uses. Now we are moving towards polymerization of ethene. Ethene is polymerized by two methods to produce two types of polyethylene. There are two ways to polymerize ethene. One is to produce low density polyethylene. This type of polyethylene is produced at high pressure, which is about 100 to 300 atmospheric pressure, and a moderate temperature 150 to 400 degrees Celsius. This is to this temperature and pressure is required to make low density polyethylene. At the high pressure and temperature, the ethene molecules don't come very close to each other, so they produce large volumes and the density become low. And this is used to make plastic bags, bottles, packaging and insulation materials. Another way to produce the polyethylene, that is high density polyethylene. For this purpose we use low pressure, which is 0.1 to 5 atmospheric pressure, and a low temperature about 50 to 100 degrees Celsius. This is used to make boxes, crates, rigid bottles, dust bins and heavy duty plastic bags. Dear students, these are the two types of polyethylene and their uses, but overall polyethylene has some basic uses as a plastic. 76% of polyethylene is used in fill making and 8% extrusion coating, 5% injection molding, 4% wire and cables, and 7% other purposes we can use the polyethylene. So you can see from here how much important polyethylene is. So this is the conclusion of your today's lecture. This is your homework from chapter number 16, part 2, question number 5, 7 and 9, the page number 368 and 369. So dear students, you have to revise all these points and do the homework. Thank you very much for your time with me. Allah Hafiz.